I'm Marcus Ford. I'm one of the co-founders of Flagstaff College. Flagstaff College is not simply a new college, it's a new kind of college. It's a college that's committed to relocalizing education, to restoring the planet, and to revitalizing local communities. In order to put this into context, let me rush through 1,000 years of the history of higher education. Universities started in Europe 1,000 years ago, and their purpose at that time was to serve Christian civilization. And then in the 1700s, Europeans came to the New World, to North America, and they needed to train ministers and they needed community leaders. So they started these little colleges like Harvard and Yale and King's College. And they started off with about 10 or 12 students and one faculty member, and they were designed to teach ministers. But it quickly became evident that they had the capacity to teach others, and that there are other kinds of community leaders like politicians and businessmen. So they opened their doors not just to aspiring ministers, but to aspiring community leaders. And that was the form of higher education that dominated the United States well into the 20th century. But two important things happened after that, one in Germany and one in the United States. In Germany in 1810, they established the first research university. And the purpose of the research university, as you might suspect, was to do research and to train researchers. It was not to produce community leaders. It certainly wasn't to produce ministers. In the United States, right after the Civil War, it became clear that in addition to community leaders, we needed certain kinds of experts. We needed engineers and people with technical expertise. So the United States imported the research model from Germany, and Johns Hopkins University, Stanford University, University of Chicago were all built as research universities. But other schools like Harvard and Yale that were built as liberal arts colleges transformed themselves into research universities. And so did a lot of state schools. And so for the last 150 years, the primary form of higher education in the United States is no longer liberal arts colleges. It's no longer education for leadership. It's now education for research, and most importantly, education for employment. So from our perspective, there's two problems with the form of higher education that we have now. The first problem is that in addition to needing workers, we need leaders. If everyone is a worker, then all the big decisions are being made by corporate executives or by politicians who work very closely with corporate executives. So we need community leaders in addition to people who have job skills. The second problem is that many of the jobs that we've created today, many of the jobs that young people are preparing themselves for, are very destructive to the planet, or they're destructive to local communities. So it's not just jobs that we need a certain kind of job, one that is good for human individuals, good for local communities, but also good for the planet, good for the other 10 million species of plants and animals we share the planet with. So at Flagstaff College, we have one major: sustainability and social change. Our aim is to create a better future for everyone and to prepare students for the kind of work that is good for the earth and good for local communities. Creating a new college is hard work. Creating a new kind of college is even more challenging. But we can do it, we are doing it, and we would love your participation. Come join us.